The string of great young broadcasters continue. Jack Hunter, one of the play-by-play broadcasters for the Wareham Gatemen of Washington and Lee University, now joins us in the booth. This has been a fun game so far, Jack. And, you look at the final line for Will Koger, he ends up giving up 4 runs, but there was a lot of strikeout stuff that we saw from him.
Yeah, Will Koger is an explosive pitcher. He's working with a fastball, curveball, as you saw there. He's got a nasty slider and a changeup as well. And strikeouts were the biggest absence from his outing earlier last week versus Orleans. So to see him get it back today, get 6 of them, was great as Jimmy Brennan steps in and swings through strike 1. Final line on Will, 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 4 runs. 2 of them were charged as earned, 1 walk and 6 strikeouts for the Louisville Cardinal as Jimmy Brennan punches one into right field for a base hit to get us started here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The man from Post University getting one on the outside corner and poking it through to right.
Yeah, and we talked about this a little bit before, but he is one of the best stories, I think, on this Wareham team. A Division II guy that's getting some run here in the Cape League. Doing a nice job going opposite field with that swing and punching a base hit.
Here's Yadi Hernandez, the catcher in the 8-hole. First pitch to a misses high from Tristan Smith. Smith went 7 1/3 innings against the Gatemen combined between his last start last week against the Gatemen and today without giving up a hit to Wareham. The Gatemen have now tagged him for 2 hits.
Boy, we see how hard he is to hit, though, with what he's done tonight. He does 4 strikeouts, but that just being the second hit, that one from Brennan.
Hernandez skies it out of play to even the count. Yadi Hernandez will be going to the University of Missouri next year in the SEC after playing a few years at Seton Hall. He's a catcher in his blood. His mom is cousins with the Molina brothers. Yes, those Molina brothers, as he takes one outside.
Always thought about, imagine growing up near that family and you're a pitcher with Benji, Jose, and Yadi, all being able to catch. It's just an incredible family. And the lineage now, of course, extending to Hernandez now.
And now Hernandez has a hitter's count as Smith misses outside with the fastball. Tristan Smith threw 4+. The Gatemen yet to get a run up on the board. It's been a great week for the Gatemen offense, but not tonight, as Hernandez cracks it foul. First base umpire Alan Lee Bardoni is going to wave his hands up, blow it dead. Hernandez, one of 3 catchers on this current roster. Jimmy Brennan, one of the other ones, is on first base and playing right field today. Renee Lastris, the other one. Jimmy Brennan, they need to get his bat in the lineup, so they asked him, hey, can you play right field? He told me he had only played right field 1 game in his whole life, and it was the last game of his college season this year at Post. But he hasn't made an error yet in right field so far in his stint back here with the Gatemen, after being on the team for the first 5 days of the season.
Yeah, that's a guy just hungry to play baseball, and now he's 6 for 15 with the Gatemen after the single to lead off this bottom of the 5th inning.
Payoff pitch coming to Hernandez, and he cuts and misses. A beautiful changeup from Tristan Smith retires Yadi for the first out.
It has just been impressive to see the way Tristan Smith has settled into this game after a shaky start to the bottom of the 1st inning. There's the changeup from the southpaw. So we've seen the blazing fastball. He goes to the change this time to get Hernandez, but he walks the first 2 guys in the bottom of the 1st inning on a combined 9 pitches, settles in right after that. And now he's locked in. He's gone through 4 1/3 innings and has now racked up 5 Ks.
We'll now face Josh Stevenson from the 9-hole, who shows bunt. He gets away from Bender. Brennan, with a good secondary lead, will jump and take second. So that's just the 2nd runner in scoring position for the Gatemen tonight. The first one was in the 1st inning off of one of those walks, as you mentioned.
Yeah, the Gatemen will take getting a runner in scoring position any which way they can at this moment. Down by 4, bottom of the 5th inning against a nasty pitcher.
Stevenson 0 for 1. A little late on the fastball and sends it foul out of play left side. Josh Stevenson, another guy that's was in the transfer portal and has now found a new home for next year. He's going to Ohio State University. Excited about the opportunities to play in center field, or at least play in the outfield on a more everyday basis after being buried in the depth chart this past year at LSU. And he chops one near the visiting on, or the home on deck circle here today. The Gatemen usually in the third base dugout at Spillane Field, over there in what is their home dugout today on the first base side.
Different spot, but still a cool opportunity for all these guys to get a chance to play at a AAA park. I'm sure they've enjoyed being at Spillane Field this entire season, being a part of this Wareham team that is rich in tradition.
And Stevenson cuts and misses at the slider. So Smith is pulling out all the stops. He gets a strikeout on the changeup to Hernandez here against the lefty. He goes with the breaking ball for the second out.
Just another nasty pitch from Smith. Yeah, breaking ball low and away, and Stevenson can't get the bat to it. It'll be interesting for Stevenson next year. You get an opportunity, you know, you enter the transfer portal, you find a new home to get more playing time. As you mentioned, buried in the depth chart with an LSU team that just so happened to win the College World Series.
First pitch to the leadoff hitter, J.C. Cologne, misses low. And Smith is a guy that has a lot to gain by being here at the Cape, just finishing his freshman year at Clemson in mostly a bullpen role. He's getting a lot more innings, getting a lot more comfortable here this summer, but the strikeout stuff has always been there. And he gets Cologne to swing and miss. He struck out almost 30% of the hitters he faced in his freshman year at Clemson, pitched to a 4.55 ERA, and is here lighting things up at the Cape. The Gatemen helped to that ERA total last Monday, but it's down under 2 after a strong start today, or at least to this point. J.C. Cologne has reached base twice today. He's now hit safely in 8 out of his last 9 games. And after struggling offensively for most of the season, has jumped his batting average 70 points in that span. And he sees it inside. He's got a hitter's count.
That's a good take there from Cologne. Fastball very close, inner half. Yeah, just misses a little low.
The Gatemen looking to get across for the first time tonight from Polar Park. And Cologne will move the line, takes it inside. He'll get rid of the shin guard and trot to first.
That was a nice at-bat there from Cologne. Took a couple of close pitches. That one a little too far inside. He wasn't going to swing at it, but he was able to work the count in his favor. And this is the one thing for Smith moving forward, just honing in the fastball. We've seen him miss a couple times tonight with that. Now has 3 walks through 4 2/3 innings.
So Scott Landers, the second-year manager for the Bourne Braves, who also serves as their de facto pitching coach, comes out to the mounds. You can never really tell whether he's either going to the bullpen, because a lot of times even when he does, he makes a late signal to the bullpen. So the former Brewster Whitecaps pitching coach for 2 seasons, the head coach here for Bourne, but dealing with the pitchers, he makes the slow walk back to the visiting third base dugout. Now Garen Caulfield comes to the plate looking for his first hit of the night. If he can get it, Wareham probably will be on the board. And he looks at a breaking ball low and in.
And you have a guy at Caulfield who's been one of the more consistent hitters that the Gatemen have had this year. 306 average coming in.
3 knocks yesterday. He's back up over 300. He's had 7 multi-hit games this year. And he fouls it back to the screen.
Yeah, right on the fastball there from Smith. And here is the situation now where the Gatemen are seeing Smith third time around. They may be able to track him a little bit better this go around.
It's been a great season series between these two teams. It comes to an end tonight. Wareham holding on to a 3-2 lead right now in this series. Caulfield waits back on the slider and punches it back up near our broadcast booth just to the right of here.
Thought that one may have had a chance to go into the Gatemen broadcast booth.
My broadcast partner Aiden's window is open, so a foul ball does have a good shot of getting through there. Swing and a miss. Tristan Smith strikes out the side here in the bottom of the 5th. The Gatemen get 1 hit up on the board, and they leave 2 stranded, no Bourne errors. We now go to the 6th, 4-0 Bourne.